Some of y'all want a miracle. Hello, you are the miracle. You just didn't remember your power. You are the miracle. You already have it in you. Anything you want, you can have it now. You just have to remember it's not out there. It is in here, and it always has been. My wife shared this morning how so many beautiful things unfolded as a surprise. Last night we were on the beach. First and foremost, thank you to the Creator for giving us Daytona Beach, because it is so beautiful. And we just had the most magnificent time. Even the water was warm yesterday. I'm like, what? This is amazing. Usually when you go to the beach, you put your toe in, you're like, oh. This was not that. I was like, oh, that feels so good. The pool, everything was just a blessing. But we had so many wonderful surprises. Not only the place we stayed, but this beautiful rocket launch. Did anybody see that last night? Yeah, the Falcon 9. Yeah, you felt the boom? Yes, we felt the boom too. The funny thing is there's such a delay. Have you seen, like, when you watch the rocket take off and then you're waiting, going about your business, the other thing comes down. You're like, all right, that's over. Boom. Like, what was that? A big sonic boom pops out of nowhere and surprised us. So we had that surprise. Thank you, yes. On top of that, get this, there's more. All of a sudden we look on this way and there's fireworks. All of a sudden fireworks. I'm like, my wife says, do they just do that after every rocket launch or what? It was like entertainment everywhere we looked. Then she's floating, and we recently had one of our dear friends, one of my co-writers, transition. So she left a few weeks ago, and we're going to Washington to play at her memorial, actually, one of the last songs she wrote. And we'll play it today at the end of the service as well. But my wife is floating, and she's experienced, as many of us have, some transitions lately. And she was telling me she was reflecting. And one of the things she's like, Rachel, if you're up there, show us that you're up there. All of a sudden, a shooting star goes across. Is that not amazing? So it was just one thing after the other of surprises, marvelous surprises. We had a wonderful night, just really grateful. And I'm going to share also, if my wife's okay with it, what she shared with me this morning. You okay with that? She doesn't remember. Perfect. Then I have carte blanche. I can share what I want to. So beautifully, she was asking for some guidance, and she has a beautiful practice too, where she tunes in, aligns, and gets very clear answers, and they've been very helpful for both of us. And she just heard one of my favorite analogies is the ups and downs of life, and understanding that these beautiful things like last night come. And then sometimes it's the deaths and the transitions that we go through of a loved one's leaving, right? And we also have to face that. And so what it reminded me of is my favorite analogy, surfing. That's my favorite life analogy. The big waves come and you can either be like, oh no, and get crushed, or you can be like, all right, let me paddle and get on my board and ride it, right? And if you can begin to learn how to master the flow, it can become an adventure. Now, it's not always easy. Sometimes you get hit and the undertow takes you down and you're struggling. You might hit the ground, hit the dirt, hurt yourself, like my brother over here, riding on the skateboard, and I can totally relate. But do we get back up, right? Do we shake it off, heal up, do what we need to do, and get back on? That's really what today's talk is going to be about. Now, I'm going to warn you. Spirit says you're ready. So I'm going to give it to you just like I got it, right? And it's not like dumbed down. This is potent. So I'm forewarning you that even if your conscious mind isn't ready, bingo, the real you already knows. I'm just reminding you, right? So we're going to go to this, and some of it's going to sound dense, like compact, but this is how I got it. And I just asked, what's best and highest for all concerned? So that means you're ready. I don't have to worry about trying to break it down into baby food. Y'all are a group that's ready for some potent stuff. That's what I'm getting. So I'm going to share it with you. Listen to this. Fourth dimensional consciousness expands beyond physical reality and is a way to access higher dimensions in multiple timelines beyond time and space restrictions. The fifth dimension expands beyond the multidimensional and begins to access the whole of source without individuation, working in tandem and as the all. And finally, the sixth and beyond is so unifying, it's almost not even worth exploring here and now. So, fourth dimensional consciousness is about multidimensional being. It's about recognition of the simultaneity of all creation and enjoying the ride from a choose your own adventure game theory style existence. Yes, this is the ultimate mind blow. Now, when I was downloading this, I was like, whoa, okay, game style theory, what? I had to look some stuff up, right? Because it's just all coming through, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Here's the interesting part. I love this stuff. But it was expanding for me like, oh, this is new. Okay, let me adjust, because in the essence, it's not new. At the essence, but at the conditioned limited style of thinking that we're so used to, it's like, oh, wait a minute, can I really adjust to this and grasp this? Yes! How? By letting go of your belief that the limited you is the one that's trying to do the work. It's not. It's the one that needs to get out the way. So we gotta let it go. This is why I love things like the hero's journey so much, because we go from this limitation struggle to all of a sudden discovering power, and all of a sudden overcoming something, and then you go to the next level, right? And then you repeat. You find a master to help you and remind you of your gifts, or access some new level power, and you level up, and then you conquer, and then you repeat. You struggle, right? This amazing journey that we have is the essence of life. But some of us, mind you, have been, as my favorite quote from Brother Malcolm X, we've been bamboozled. We think that we're just human. We think that we're really these bodies that are wearing down. We've been hoodwinked. We think we are limited to this human cycle and have forgotten who we truly are. So the title of this, Fourth Dimensional Consciousness, the stepping stone to oneness. So, because we are all life, going through this adventure from different aspects simultaneously, ultimately, all things are the reality, and you're playing the game right now. Experiencing it fantastically. Yes. So the limitations of 3D consciousness that keep us in that separation state thinking, fear and suffering due to resistance, when we find those practices that assist us in letting go of the resistance, letting go of the belief that I am the body, letting go of the belief that I am on some limited cycle, we can opt out of the suffering. We can expand our awareness and access higher levels of consciousness, such as 4D consciousness and beyond. And it helps us choose a quality of thinking that no longer insists on separation, limitation, existence. Instead, we begin to see limitless possibilities, the options in the quality of thinking that offers new, higher quality thought, choices that inform a higher quality experience. As the law of choices exemplifies or shares, higher quality thinking, or the quality of your thinking, rather, whether you choose lower or higher, the quality of your thinking informs the quality of your experience. Not just outforms, the quality of your thinking informs the quality of your experience of the now. So as we begin to master our choosing a higher quality of thinking, what happens? We begin to have a higher quality experience. We begin to inform a higher quality experience. So why am I giving you all this potent download that I got? Because it's a higher quality of thinking to inform a higher quality experience, right? That's the whole purpose. So going from 3D to 4D, it's not a linear thing, right? Otherwise, we'd be talking about 4D consciousness from a 3D perspective, similar to trying to explain 3D to a two-dimensional character on a piece of paper. It doesn't resonate. That's not the point. In order to conceptualize 4D, or just think of multiple timelines, past, present, and future, all here now. Past, whatever that was, present, and whatever's to come, think of that all here now simultaneously. That's the easiest way to think about it. All complete as a whole. And then think of yourself, the observer, becoming aware of more of it. Expanding your awareness in all directions. This would be the reality of 4D consciousness. In 3D existence, we can access these points on this infinite timeline, yet experiencing 4D consciousness requires expanding awareness beyond the 3D consciousness level, and thus feeling different than navigating linear time. Question, how do you know when you're experiencing 4D consciousness? You're experiencing other timelines in this now moment, as if you're there and here all at the same time. Now, I've had the pleasure of experiencing this multiple times, as have many of you, but I'm going to help some of you remember who think you haven't. You receive a vision and it comes to pass. That's 4D consciousness. You receive an intuitive hit of something that's coming up, and that happens. That's 4D consciousness. When we're inquiring and asking what is best and highest for all concerned, to choose a path, and we listen and we hear and we receive direction, that's 4D consciousness. It helps us move beyond the illusory constraints of time and space and begin to see infinite possibilities, inquiring of what is best and highest for all concerned, for us to choose from this individuated point of awareness we pretend is me. This is the stepping stone to 5D consciousness and beyond, transcending the limitation of 3D egoic, limited, conditioned thinking, accessing higher levels of consciousness to guide us so that we can express in new ways of harmony, of acceptance. That's why each moment is pregnant with infinite possibilities, and it's up to us to choose our own adventure. The quality of the adventure, or the quality of our experience, informed by the quality of our thinking, the quality of the level of consciousness we choose. Now, the bell is ringing because it's saying, somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to remember, the higher the level of consciousness, the higher the quality of thinking. and thus the higher the quality of our experience. This is not beyond us. See, we've been conditioned to think that practical is just at the 3D level. Wake up, old sleeper, wake up. If you think that, you miss the point. Practical is breaking beyond the 3D so we can access the higher levels of consciousness and remember who we are. Remember that there is nothing but love. Remember that we are here to be expressions of limitless love and light. What the world needs now, what everyone needs now, expressions of limitless love and light. Now, does that mean we're going to master it every time? Maybe. But like me, you might fall down. Like my brother, break an arm. Right? What do? Get back up. Right? Don't let it keep you down. You may fall. You get back up. Keep it moving. So, the desire to experience life at different levels dictates our choice and quality of thinking. See, some of us came to, in this moment, experience remembering from lower levels of consciousness. 3D consciousness, such as grief, anger, depression, these lower levels and qualities inform our experience, and that's okay. You know why? Because we chose it that way, and it's our sovereign right. So I'm not up here to tell you if you're not accessing higher levels of consciousness, you're doing something wrong. Surprise, it's by design, and the suffering is a noble teacher. So pat yourself on the back for all the suffering you've chosen, because you've learned those lessons. Now, it's also optional. So many of you know this, right? And if you're hearing it for what you think is the first time, welcome to remembering, because in reality, suffering is optional. We love it, but doesn't mean we have to do it. And when we're ready, what do? We let go. Yeah, we let it go. And we access those higher levels. So I'm going to wrap it up with a little analogy. Imagine you had $1 million. And now imagine somebody took it from you. That might have a little something, a little feeling like, oh man, I had $1 million and gone. What is this guy talking about? Now imagine you had a penny. Imagine somebody took it from you. Probably not the same emotional charge, right? Right? It's degrees. It's the same with suffering. We have these degrees of resistance, attachment, degrees of suffering. My favorite phrase I like to call it is, some of us choose the heavy suffering, and some of us choose suffering light. Right? We got our light suffering. Pass me a can of light suffering. When I choose suffering light. That's my favorite. I don't like the heavy stuff. But here's the thing. Eventually, even the light suffering, we get more and more sensitive to it as we begin to expand. And it helps us. It helps us raise that desire to opt out and to remember who we truly are. So all of it works together for the good. If you were to align now and ask, why am I feeling the things I don't like to feel? What you would invariably hear from the source of life is there are many reasons, some of which are because it's by design. Because we've chosen this path, we've chosen these points on this infinite timeline, and we're still choosing. And what we have the opportunity to choose now is to interrupt the conditioned, limited thinking and begin to access the higher levels that know those infinite possibilities begin to collapse when we point our attention there and choose them, when we begin to resonate by embodying the frequencies in the energy. We begin to take back our power by aligning with the source of it all so that we can select and choose differently. As we do this, we graduate from limited conditioned thinking to alignment in frequency and energy mastery. We begin to look at these infinite timelines and select our own adventure. Some of y'all want a miracle. Hello, you are the miracle. You just didn't remember your power. You are the miracle. And get this, whatever it is you desire, you can have. There is no separation. Whatever it is, remember you can have it now. Now, some of y'all are thinking, I'm talking about something external, but I'm not. That's separation. Whatever it is you desire, you can have it now. In fact, in this very moment, 1, 2, 3, now it is yours. Now, for those of y'all thinking, okay, where's the money? Again, I'm not talking about out there. I'm talking about in here. The money is right here. You are the miracle by the frequency and the vibration. Here's how you get out of that limited conditioned thinking. Ask yourself, why do I want the money? Oh, well, I'm going to do this. Okay, why do you want to do that? Oh, well, I'm going to, I want to blah, 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 blah. And safety, security, feels good to give. Okay, keep going. Why do you want to do that? Oh, well, it's kind of this joyful feeling I feel when I do that. Keep going. Once you figure out the frequency, you realize that's what you were looking for. You already have it in you, and you amplify, clarify, and align with that. Miracle complete. That's the mastery. Anything you want, you can have it now. You just have to remember it's not out there. It is in here, and it always has been. That's how we select from these infinite timelines and make it practical. The 4-dimensional access that we have, we interrupt the limited conditioned thinking that keeps telling us it's not putting the money in my pocket. I'm separate from my good. I can't have everything I want. We stop the insanity and suddenly we align and remember, oh, wait, that was never the answer. Too many have come before to remind us we are the answer. So we give thanks. Join me in this prayer, please. We give thanks to the source of life for reminding us that we are the answer. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We give thanks for the great spirit that empowers us to remember and see that we have access to our birthright of bliss here and now. May the ancestors, the angels, the guides, and all benevolent ones who are present to assist us, assist in removing those blocks so that we begin to master again that which is ours to master, so that we begin to feel, heal, celebrate, and know all is well and always is. Deep breath in, release. Ashe Aho, and it is so. Namaste.
John Stringer, everyone.
As you return to your day, may you move with a little more ease, a little more awareness, and a deeper trust in the good that is already unfolding. Blessings on the journey.